Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Felony Veterans Treatment Court graduation. It's so much of a pleasure to have everyone here. We have honored guests, and we have our participants, and of course we have our graduates as well. What we're going to do, the first thing that we'll do is we'll have everybody stand. We'll have our honor guard come in after the honor guard posts, then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and after we do that, then I'll have my true welcoming remarks at that point and recognize some of our very important persons. So if I could everyone stand up for us, please? Honor guard post.
Left, right. Column left, march. Left, right. Left, right. Mark time, march. Group, halt. Left, face.
Thank you. If everyone could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please remain standing while we have the colors posted.
Ready? Raise flags. Left, face. Forward, march. Left, right. Left, right. Mark time, march. Group, halt. Right, face. Post, flag. Left, face. Forward, march. Left, right. Left, right. Right.
And if we have the honor of having our graduates come forward, please. You don't have to be shy, come on up. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Again, welcome to the Felony Veterans Treatment Court graduation. My name is Judge Jefferson Moore. I'm the District Court Judge for the 96th District Court. It's a pleasure to have you here. I am one of the co-founders of this particular program that we have. And I'd like to recognize some very important people here. First off, our other co-founder is Justice Lori Valenzuela. She's here with us today. Thank you, Justice, for coming here. We have our parents as well. We have Major General Freddie Valenzuela and his beautiful wife, Esther. Thank you for being here as well. We have over in the wings, and because he's a busy man, sometimes he's going to have to step out, but we also have Judge Frank Castro from the 399th District Court. Thank you for being here, Judge. And then we have Mark Herrera from the Probation Department. Thank you for being here. And Emil Huggins, thank you for being here as well. And I think we also have our Crosspoint folks here. Thank you for being here. And then from the DA's office, we have Chief McCluskey. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to talk about the assistance we've had from the investigators from the DA's office here in a few minutes. And then we also have as well the, so I get the ranked correctly, Deputy Chief Segovia, and then we also have Lieutenant Martinez. And I'll introduce our staff here in a minute. And then we also have a special guest, and that's Mr. Woody Halstead. He helped found this program as a first assistant, I believe it was, in the district attorney's office a few years ago when we first trying to get everything started. He was integral in having this program put together. So we're very appreciative of having you here today with us. The program that we have, let me just explain it to you real quick. It's first of all, it's felony level. It's a serious crime. But we've recognized that our veterans who get caught up into the criminal justice system, there may be some valid reasons as to why this happened. It may be due to their service to our country. And we ask our men and women to go over and to fight our wars. And it can be very traumatic, and I don't want to get into all that, but we feel like we have an obligation then, if the reason that they're in the criminal justice system is due to their service from being overseas. We think it's only fair to focus on that and determine, is there something that we can do to help these people? So Justice Valenzuela and I and Mr. Halstead worked on 4 years ago now, it's hard to believe, of putting this program together. And it involves I say five phases. The very first phase actually is what's called assessment phase, which is in some ways the hardest. When they get referred to us, then we look over the entire pack and we do an assessment to determine whether they're a good fit for our program. And I tell the new folks when they come in, I explain to them, well, the first thing is, welcome to the program. Congratulations on getting in. Because some folks apply and we don't let them in for various reasons and such like that. But once they're in, there's 5 phases that they have to go through. And phase 1, probably one of the hardest ones. We keep them busy. They have to go to all sorts of appointments. We're always doing the regular drug tests and such like that. Before COVID, and I'll talk about COVID, come in once a week and meet with me personally in the courtroom. And then if they're good and they've done their time in phase 1, we get them up to phase 2. Looked a lot like phase 1, to tell you the truth. But then we get them up to phase 3. That's when we first kind of step back a little bit. Our ultimate goal is to get independent living for each of our participants. And so when they're in phase 1 and phase 2, we're there all the time. Every time they turn around, we're there. Once they get to phase 3, we'll step back just a little bit, get a little bit of leash room there. Hopefully they do okay. If not, we pull them in a little bit. But then we can finally get them up to phase 4. It's a big phase. Because at phase 4, we tell them to do the Give Back project. And that's their project. When we help them, we assist them, we have to prove it and things of that nature. But they have to take this project from the beginning all the way to the end on their own. And as part of our independent living transition for them, training is, you have a project, you do it. We step back, we'll watch and see how it goes. They get through that, then they get to phase 5. Phase 5, we really step back from them. And then they get through phase 5. Then they have this honorable day when they can graduate from our program. It takes about 2 years to get through that entire process. And so for our graduates that we have here today, it's been a lot of hard work for them. We'll talk about each one of them. And it's a great day for them and for all of us as well too. We share in their success, we share in their happiness that they've been able to get this far in the program. Now, I mentioned COVID. It was a challenge. Some of the folks, I met them first time on this little mini screen on my computer, trying to talk to them, trying to connect with them. It was really difficult. It was difficult for the participants. I don't have to, we've all lived through this, but I don't have to talk too much about how difficult it is to be isolated, be wearing masks. I'll say it, we're a hugging culture here in San Antonio. We weren't hugging anybody anymore. People would used to say hello and then bumping into each other at HEB if you didn't even know them, just that was going away. It seems to be coming back, thank goodness. But it was hard. It's hard on all of us. It was hard on our participants. They are going through counseling, trying to work on whatever it is that caused them to actually be in this court. And we walked their journey with them, as I said, to get through the program. But it was a lot tougher to try to do counseling over a little mini screen. to try to meet face to face with them, looking at a screen on a computer, just wasn't the same. We had a little respite in the summer. We went live for, I think, about 2 sessions, and then there was a spike, and so we went back to the screens again. But this is our first live proceeding that we've had in since summer, so 4 or 5 months now that we're here. The hope is we're going to be able to go live soon after this graduation ceremony and do it the way we used to do. But you know, for you folks that are graduating and for you folks that are still in the program, congratulations to you. It looks like we're getting out of this COVID storm, and I want to congratulate all of you from getting through, especially the folks that came in phase 1 during COVID and are getting now, and believe it or not, into phase 4 and such like that during this time period. So I've talked about our program, I've talked about some of the challenges that we have, but let me introduce our team for us as well. Just go down the line. This is our team here, and 2 folks, well, I have 2 of them that aren't sitting over here. First, John Herman, he's our case manager. John's been with us since the beginning. Another case manager is Carolyn Alvarado. It's a tough job being a case manager. They're really running all the courts, I mean all the staff and all the participants, and they really run the judges as well. We have our regular dockets going on too. And I think I've explained this once or twice before, but before we started this program, I remember being a judge, and it was more or less Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It would be times past 5 o'clock, just because of how trials go and such like that. Once you started this program, my text machine, otherwise known as a cell phone, was going off, sometimes 7:30 in the morning. And it would be going on to about 10. After 10 o'clock at night, I just kind of ignored it. It just like, I gotta go to bed. It'd go off all over the weekends. We'd have extra meetings and such like that. It took a lot of extra work. I'm not complaining here, but it shows you what the work that the case managers do, because they're the ones texting us and telling us what's going on. And we're only getting a small fraction of all the texts that were going on between the case managers and the other staff members and the participants. So they work very hard being the case managers. And as I say, it's not a job, it's really a mission if you're going to be part of the FVTC team. We also have one of our defense attorneys is Bob Featherston. And one of our mentors, if you'd like to be introduced, we have one of them, it's Hector. Albert, sorry, I get too confused.
It's okay, I got brain fog too.
And then we've got one of our probation officers, Roland Martinez, been with us right from the beginning. And our team, we have defense attorneys, but we also have prosecutors too. So we have Assistant District Attorney Daryl Harris, Assistant District Attorney Anthony Arnold. And then we have members from the Veterans Administration, and they're called VJOs, Veterans Justice Outreach Officers. And we get so much support for them. It's amazing what the VA does to help our program. To put 2 of their employees basically full-time in our program is astonishing in some ways, how busy the federal government is. But they're committed to this program, and so they sent us 2 of them. And we've got Devin Jahani, and one of our newest members, Tiffany Cortinas. We've got from the probation department, we've got a number of folks from the probation department. We want to thank you so much for helping us with that. We've got Pauline Cisnero. And then we also have a lady who used to be assigned to us. She recently was assigned to another court, but she's been part of our program for so long that I'm so happy and glad that she's here. We have Sarah Fuentes. Thank you. Thank you. And then last but not least, 2 years ago, we realized that our team was missing a integral member. We needed somebody from law enforcement to be part of the team, and as part of the national standards. And originally, I was like, wow, gosh, how's the law enforcement officer really going to, add to this team or anything like that? But they started saying, well, you might not get your funding if you're not up to national standards. Oh, okay. So we ran around, did the work. It took about 2 years of work to be able to get a law enforcement member. And then again, a lot of support from the district attorney's office that came in and introduced the investigator staff from the DA's office here. We were able to get a grant from the federal government to help fund the salary and some other things for a law enforcement officer. Well, I'm not a law enforcement officer. Whoever we're going to hire was going to have to be part of an agency. And the DA's office stepped up with their investigator team and they said they would take on an extra position and then be the boss for our law enforcement officers. So we had Sergeant Salyer, and been amazing since he's come on board of the assistance that he's given us, and we can see that really see the value of having a law enforcement member now as a part of the team. Because we worked as a team for about 2 years without one, and then about 3 years really, and now we have Sergeant Salyer with us. A tremendous amount of information that we get through him, and other assistance through the DA's office by having what's called T-Cole nowadays, but a licensed peace officer here with us. So again, I want to express my thanks to the DA's office. If you let the District Attorney Joe Gonzalez know again how much we appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so what I'd like to do is to just get to it. Let's start introducing our graduates and get them to graduate. So, going to go in alphabetical order. And our first one is Mr. Dominique Chapa, and a member of the Army, as I recall. And we have, remember we talked about the Give Back project, and for his, he was a handyman. And I saw the photos he did. He went out to his neighborhood and found veterans that lived in his neighborhood and found out, well, you know how it is. There's always like a light bulb that needs to be changed or something, doors loose or whatever. And he found out what all these projects were, went out to, I guess, Home Depot or Lowe's and got the equipment, and he's got all the skills for it, and have all these photos of him helping out and fixing all these things throughout the neighborhood. So that was his Give Back project. Just so you know, when they do a Give Back project, they have to do a presentation to the whole team and the participants of what they did. So they have to stand up and make a kind of a public speech and show us. So it was a great little project. I think we could see all the happy veterans in the photos, what you did. So thank you very much for doing that. So without much more ado, why don't you step up and we'll present you with your certificate. All right, we're going to give them an opportunity to say a few words. And I said, would you like the microphone? He says, no, I've had good voice. Go ahead.
I appreciate everybody coming here today, especially Judge Moore, Judge Venezuela, who was my previous judge and started off in the program. And I think the staff here, especially keeping me in line. Everybody did like the Give Back project, and to let everybody know, I do continue that Give Back project still till today. I do help out the veterans and the community, no matter what, whether they can pay or they can't pay. It doesn't matter to me. Home Depot and Lowe's still provide, whether I can fund it or not. I got a good program with them. But needless to say, I started off here, I guess in a bad situation. And where I'm at today is, as you can see, great. Still missing my kids, but you know, it is what it is. That's the way I look at it. One day we'll be back together. Until that day, I just keep on moving forward. And hopefully, with these veterans helps, you know, everybody will get there. One thing I will tell the veterans that are still in the program is keep going. And whatever you need, don't hesitate to ask other veterans. Especially if I can help out, I'll gladly help out. even if it has to tussle with the judge. I know I've done that a couple times, got in trouble with it, but I'm willing to do it. But I appreciate everybody being here today and for getting me where I'm at today. Thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Adonis Gladney. Well, he's also an Army veteran as well. And you know, his Give Back project was a little interesting because what he did is he made a presentation to all the new folks in the program. And he talked to them about how much he didn't like us, he didn't trust us back when he was in phase one, and how he transformed into being, this is a good program and some of the things that they should think about and learn while they're in phase one, which again, I think is the hardest phase for everyone. And so it was met with great success, and we can see after you talk to all those folks how much better things went for us during the program. But come on up, Mr. Gladney. Would you like to make anything else? Would you like to mic? Okay, go ahead.
I guess I'll start off with two questions. One is anybody in here perfect? Then I'll start with, has anybody in here made mistakes? So with understanding that nobody's perfect and we all have made mistakes, you can't account for everything that you do in life to go as planned. And although you make mistakes, that does not define who you are as an individual. But it does sometimes speak to your character. It may not be who you are at that moment, but ultimately, you have to look past that. And it's not about necessarily the mistakes that you've made, it's about how you overcome them and how you look back and see how you've grown from past situations. Because sometimes, you know, we get into those situations, even, you know, we're going to the military, stuff like that, where we lose ourselves. And we've made great sacrifices and tend to forget who we are, and we have to refine ourselves and redefine ourselves, and that's difficult. We don't always have the people in our life to support us and to help us. And you do have people, sometimes you don't understand that they are a hindrance to you. You don't want to see it because you have a relationship with them, because you've grown fond of them. And sometimes it could be the closest people to you that, in a way, drag you down. And it's like when you start to move forward, it becomes difficult because you want to hold on to those relationships. You want to hold on to those people who you've grown accustomed to. But in order to change, in order to grow, you have to shed a certain type of skin. You have to shed a certain type of mentality. And, you know, with going through this program, I had a very traumatic, even going through the program still with law enforcement. I'm not proud of the encounters I've had with them, and it's unfortunate some of the encounters I've had with them. But one thing I would say through going through this program, that especially the team, they have stood by me and actually showed me that there are people there that actually do genuinely care about the well-being of people. Not everybody's bad, not everybody's good, unfortunately. But they have changed my eyes into approaching things a lot differently, especially when dealing with law enforcement. And, you know, they do get a bad rap, you know, unfortunately, you know, but that's not everybody. So I can't express to you guys how much they've helped me and have went beyond what they're even simple jobs. Even late at night, I've called at midnight before because of things that's going on. Only thing that I can urge y'all to do is to, one, be yourself. Two, if you need help or if you're going through a situation, to reach out, because they cannot help you if you don't talk to them. And although you may not like what you hear or the advice that they're giving, be susceptible to it, because sometimes you get in your own way of your own progress. and they will step up and they will see that you need help even when you don't want it. And on the back end of things, you'll grow accustomed and appreciate it, that they actually stuck in, because sometimes you can be a detriment to yourself. So with that, all I can say is really try to embrace what they're trying to offer. It's going to be hard. You're going to be challenged against your own thought process, but just be open to the change that they're trying to give you guys, because at the end of the day, they don't have to do this. They're wanting to help you guys, so allow them to do such.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, next up, we have former Army member Lily Maines. And Miss Maines, she's been in the program for about 2 years. A little more. And I think, it's all right to say that, we asked Miss Maines to go into I call it institutionalized living. We had her in a place called Alvarez House, which is run by our friends out at Crosspoint. And, she became president of the House Association there, is that right? Yes. And then is getting your CPA tax, not CPA, but tax accounting training now, is that right? Yes. Okay. And it's really moved along, and it's time for graduation. Can you believe that you're here?
No.
Yeah. We're very glad that you're here. And we're still working, getting into independent living.
Yes.
And we're excited to hear about that and looking for your own apartment and things like that. So we've come a long way, and we're so glad to have you here for your graduation. If I could have that certificate. Just hang on to that. All right, Ms. Maines, thank you very much. This is great. Okay. There you go.
Wow, I can't believe I'm here. It's mind-boggling, I tell you. I've been in the program a little bit longer than 2 years. I think more closer to 3. Had some hiccups along the way. I got sent to a few treatment facilities that I was less than happy about. So Judge Valenzuela, was there to help me get on the right track. She was my judge at the beginning, and that's someone I definitely want to thank. I lost my cool on her, and wasn't one of my finer moments, but I can see now that it's what I needed. I'm 15 months clean today, so. Some people I want to make sure that I remember. Treva can't be here today, but I did talk to her, I think last week, and she was real happy that I'm graduating. For anybody who doesn't know, Treva is a VJO, and she retired in March, but she was with me since the beginning, and she was great to me, and I miss her. But Mr. Devin's been there for me along the way, so thank you for that. And I wanted to thank Miss Alvarado. Where'd you go? She's always answering my hundreds of calls, and there for me when I really need a listening ear. And Mr. Herman, I really just want to thank Officer Martinez and the team. Everybody, thank you and Judge Moore, thank you for not giving up on me. I mean, it could have happened a million times over. We all know where all the different hurdles had happened. So I just want to say also thank you to Ms. Krishna with Crosspoint. She's my counselor, and we've done a lot. Her and Miss Samantha as well, so thank you very much. Alvarez and Crosspoint, I mean, as much as I've lived there a long time now, and 15 months, so I don't like it some days, of course not. You want to live on your own and do what you want to do, but for the most part, I do love it. I've learned a lot about myself. I've changed the way I think about things, and that's huge for me. someone else I want to remember today is my dad. He passed away last month. He would have been here today. I know he would have been. He was really always cheering me on. These are his ashes, and I wish that he knows that he's proud of me. I know that he's proud of me because he was always just like, "You can do it. Just push through it. It's gonna be all right," you know. And I want to thank my mom. She's here today to be there with me, supporting me every step of the way. And the whole McGivney family, I want to thank them because it's important to have family and people there who are there for you. Thank you.
All right, next up is Mr. James Malo. He's also a former member of the Army. Just turned out alphabetically all our Army folks went first. And Mr. Malo, his give back project, as I recall, was where he addressed the members of the team, the participants, and talked about debt reduction. And he had some debt. It's okay for me to say it was about $70,000. He was able to take care of it. And we want our veterans to understand how to give back. I mean, a lot's been given to them at the end of this program. It's time for the give back. In fact, that was an excellent program. A lot of our folks struggle with finances. And for him to be able to overcome that hurdle, that was really a great achievement. We really appreciate you coming in and telling how you did it to everybody else in our program. So it was very helpful for us. And without getting into details, I'll describe some things from Mr. Malo. The way I like to describe it is like he's a ship on the ocean that's going through a storm, and he's on the tiller. He's got the helm. And sometimes we thought we'd have to step in there and grab that tiller, grab the helm for him to do it. He was able to do it the whole time by himself. We watched it go through. We watched him ride through these storms. And here he is today. He's one of our graduates. So thank you, Mr. Malo, for being here. Come on up. Okay, go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm James Malo. I went on a huge spiral down in May of 2018. My wife, while I was deployed to Kuwait, committed suicide. She left both of my children alone in the house. I was on a constant rampage with liquor. I didn't know what I was going to do. I stopped going to church. I stopped talking to everybody. People were blaming me for the incident, and I just took it upon myself, and I got really depressed. I moved down here to Texas hoping I could change, venues and the environment, but the environment was me, so I never took accountability for what I needed to do. I stopped saying I ever loved my wife. I mean, I went all the way in denial. So I was in that, alcoholic stage. I wasn't chemically dependent, it was just more of a choice, a constant choice of being bad. And so events occurred and I came into the court, but luckily the court was here for me and they gave me a structure I needed. Judge Moore and Judge Valenzuela, everyone in the court, including Devin and Mr. Herman, everybody's received my calls multiple times of incidents that I've kind of came up to. Both of my girls are kind of developmentally delayed, so I've been raising them without any family here, and it's been really great to have everybody in the team to actually help me.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. Next up is one of our former Marines. It's Johnny Joe Salazar. And Johnny Joe, I've been your judge the entire time. Most of these folks, not only did they go through the trauma of COVID, but they had to go through the trauma of losing Judge Valenzuela. She went up to, she was ascended to the Fourth Court of Appeals as a justice, and then I took over. And, night and day, maybe a way to describe things, I suppose. And, they're so used to Judge Valenzuela, and then they have to come to me, and I try not to be mean or anything like that, but, it's just a different flow, a different personality, to be able to describe that. So, Mr. Salazar's been with me since the beginning, and I think I met you once, and then we went into COVID mode. And then I met you again during that brief respite during the summertime, and then I think this is maybe the third or fourth time I've seen you live and in person, which is really unfortunate, but you've done a fantastic job the entire time you've been in this program. I'll make a pun here. He zoomed through the program, and yes, I have to explain my puns, judicial humor, but went right on through. And the Give Back Project was he runs I call it a taco truck, but a food truck. Barbecue, sorry. He started that up while you were in our program, as I recall. And as I always say, we walked the journey with you, and we put this thing together, you and your wife, and turned it into a viable business. And then for the Give Back Project, went out with the first responders and had like a fair or a festival with first responders coming by and getting, I said tacos, but barbecue. And all the photos with that, they seemed to really enjoy coming by and getting that. It was really nice seeing all the photos from your Give Back Project that you had. And so one of the things about Mr. Salazar is I think you got through without me ever having to do any type of sanction or anything like that. You get the gold star for getting through like that. And that's difficult to do, I tell you, because we run the program pretty tight, and it's kind of easy to actually get a sanction here and there, but I think you were able to get through with not even an essay. So congratulations to you, sir. Why don't you come on up and let's graduate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you like the mic?
No, okay. All right, hi everybody, I'm Johnny Salazar, Marine, they say the Marines for the last. I want to say first thank you to Veterans Court, Judge Jefferson Moore, for giving me the opportunity to, as I like to say, redemption, to give us a second chance. I was real lucky in this program. I had two of the best probation officers ever, Sarah Puentes and Pauline Cisnero. So I don't know if they get any complaints. They're lying because they're awesome and they've been very. They make it real easy for you. So either they're lying or pretty Barney style. And also, let me see. I have Mr. Herman and Miss Alvarado. They've been great ever since when I first met Miss Alvarado. She said, "Welcome to Veterans Court. You're not with those other guys anymore. We're gonna take care of you." And it's been nothing but the truth. They really treat you like, they don't treat you like the probationer, they treat you with respect, and it means a lot, you know. So, I've been 21 months sober. I did 9 months of outpatient treatment with Frank Tejeda, with Mr. Green. And that really helped me a lot, seeing other veterans, their stories and stuff. But now I do AA twice a week with First Things First. And you know, I used to hate AA, and to be honest with you, but it's because I wasn't applying myself. Now that I'm more open to it and following the steps, and you know, I see my whole life has changed. My mother's been here for me and my father from every struggle I've ever had. I'm a lot closer with my kids and my wife, and my business is booming. Like my dad told me, you never have to say you're sorry anymore. So it feels good, you know. Well, anyways,
Who else did I forget? I don't want to forget anybody. Oh, Mr. Devin and Miss Treva were awesome. They always check in on me every week. The great, the lawyer, he's awesome. And Mr. Sergeant Sal, he go over the house check. I tell you, missed some barbecue, but I'm gonna get you next time. And that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Last but not least, and only because you're at the end of the alphabet, we have Mr. Roger Vidales, a former member of the Marines. And again, it was just alphabetical. It wasn't that we did the Army guys first, because I'm old Army, and then we went to the Marines. But he's got a house full of kids, and he went through this program just as a shooting star. Fantastic. And right now you're, I think, carpentry school, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. And so, doing that full time, as I recall, yeah, and taking care of the kids and doing this program. So keep them busy and give accountability. And after a while, you start feeling your life's getting a lot better. You know you're staying busy. There's good things about it. The Give Back project was the Pets Alive program.
Yes.
And I don't remember the details, but it was you set up the pet things and people came by and got adopted.
Yes, I went to the community park. That's
Yeah.
right. I was set up there for a couple of hours and,
Yeah.
have people come in, give us some donations, and as soon as I was done, I took it back to the organization. They gave me a letter and
Excellent.
pictures. Had my kids there.
And one of our grads touched on it a little bit. Some of our folks, after they do their Give Back project, they liked it so much that they say they're going to do it every year, and or sometimes even every month, depending on what the project was, because it just felt so good to be able to give out, to give back to the community. So thank you for doing that. Why don't you come on up? Let's get your certificate. Say a few words? Yes. Go ahead.
I would like to start off by saying, once I got accepted into the program, I was real nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And then I met Mr. Martinez, and I still remember what he told me first. He told me, I'm going to be fair, or firm, but fair with you. And that's the way that he was throughout the whole time. I really appreciate everything that he did for me, all the questions that I had, especially the team. And I would like to thank Judge Valenzuela first, because she was my first judge. And after that, it was you. And I have nothing but I'm grateful for this. I would also like to thank Mr. Devin, because he was always on top of me, always calling me every week, making sure that I was doing what I was supposed to. And Miss Alvarado, every time I would call her, especially for the Give Back project, she would always, help me out. And also Mr. Salazar, he would always show up, and it was always great having him around whenever he would show up. The dogs loved it too. That's pretty good.
All right. What we're going to do now is, in honor of all of our participants being in different military services, and many here we're going to play all the service songs, and then we'll have our honor guard come through and retire the colors. And then after that, we have refreshments. And I want to give special thanks to Cross Points. They're the ones who brought the refreshments for us. But more than that, we really rely on that organization. They have excellent programs. They're very attentive to us. Now, we're not their only client, but whenever we need help out of Cross Point, they are always there, it seems like. They always step up to give us a hand. And they're here today as well. Just to to see some of their graduates make it through the program, but also to support us even in this way of having the refreshments that we have here today as well. I want to thank our current participants. You make this program what it is, to tell you the truth. And thank you. And again, to the community at large as well. I'd like to thank our media, and we have Express News here in KSAT. They've been very supportive of us as well. They've done a great job of letting the community know about this program and what we do to help our military members get back on track and get back to independent living. So we want to thank them as well. So again, what we'd like to do is, in a minute, I'll ask everyone to stand. We'll go through each song. It might take a few minutes, but we didn't want to leave out anybody's branch song. And then after that, we'll have our honor guard. Please remain standing, and we'll have our honor guard come through. Once the honor guard is finished, then we have refreshments. If I could, everyone stand up for us, please. while we have our honor guard, retired guards.
Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. On half left, march. Left, left, mark time, march. Group, follow. Left, facing. Remove flag. Left, facing. Column half right, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Mark on, mark. Group, off.
Before we conclude, let's give our honor guard a round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone that was here today. And again, congratulations to all of our graduates. So this concludes the ceremony.